Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Well, it's been a massive week for Fallout news this week, and we have a little bit more today. Some of it good, some of it a little less good, but all of it interesting. So let's jump in and take a look, shall we? Okay then, so we have a new Inside the Vault post today. A nice little picture of the cranberry bog here, which is cool. Not looking very cranberry, but nice evening nonetheless. And we have a new Inside the Vault blog post, so very cool. Looking forward beyond the patch today, patch this week rather, which is cool. So lots of interesting things happening. Welcome back to Inside the Vault. We hope you've all been having a blast with the One Wasteland update, which released a few days ago. In case you missed it, here's a quick summary below so you can catch the highlights. We've also made a few adjustments to our 2020 roadmap and community calendar, which is the big news today, as our plans continue to evolve this year. Finally, everyone has earned a second helping of the Meat Week seasonal event, which begins next Tuesday, and read on to catch the details, as per. So, yeah, One Wasteland went live on Tuesday, and brought with it the whole legendary perks and daily ups and all that stuff, and has received some interesting feedback. There's a lot of people complaining that their builds are not as powerful as they once were on Twitter, and personally think a lot of people finding out they're not as good at the game as they thought they were. But that's been mildly amusing to watch. A lot of dummies hitting the floor at the moment. But, still, on the whole, I think it's gone reasonably well. No absolute catastrophes in it that I'm aware of, so that's a pretty good start. Still a few little tweaks to go, but beyond that, it seems pretty solid. Definitely going to have to make a few adjustments myself, but I'm enjoying it so far. I think low-level characters seem to be struggling a little bit more, though, so that's something I'm going to have to look into over the coming weeks, but very cool nonetheless. So, we'll jump on to the news that is actually new, as opposed to the stuff we've covered already, which is the 2020 roadmap and community calendar updates. So this is where the big stuff is, the meat and potatoes of it all. From the launch of Wastelanders to the arrival of seasons, new events and features like One Wasteland, daily ops and legendary perks, it's been a game-changing year for Fallout 76. I don't think you'll get much argument on that point. The game has become hugely different, particularly with Wastelanders, and now the update we've just had has really changed it compared to what it used to be, so it's been a big year. In a previous version of our 2020 roadmap, we had shown you that Steel Dawn questline was planned to arrive in the fall, and followed by a continuation of the story with Fractured Steel in winter. After further discussion, we've decided that we would like the Brotherhood's return to Appalachia to be a larger moment for the game. As a result, we're combining Steel Dawn and Fractured Steel so that you have more story quests to dig into at once. We'll have more details to share about what you can expect from these new adventures in the coming weeks. Very, very cool. Looking forward to hearing more about that. Additionally, while we want to fill 2020 with as much fun as possible, we also want to make sure that we have the time necessary to fully develop some of the other features and content that we're planning to release. So, we've made a few adjustments to our schedule and included them in an updated roadmap below. Even though we're moving a few things into 2021, which I could have told you months ago was going to happen, to be honest, there is still plenty of excitement come as we head into the final 3 months of the year, and there is some really cool stuff in here. Also a tiny little disappointment, but most of it's pretty good. Aside from our larger updates, we also love adding regular weekend events into the game, so our community always has a variety of activities to look forward to. It's been a little while since we refreshed our community calendar, and you can catch a look at the updated schedule below. Be sure to mark down these dates so you don't miss any of the action from week to week. So, yeah, the increase over the last sort of few months of weekend and regular activities, seasonal events and other bits and pieces that are dropping has been pretty cool, and it looks like Bethesda are embracing this wholeheartedly and going to aim to improve this over the next few weeks and months as well, so we've got more to do more often, which is really cool. Make those of us who are playing the most, make sure we get a lot more out of the game, got a lot more to do, keep the whole thing interesting and fun, which is obviously what it's all about, so very, very cool. But let's have a look at this little roadmap. So, a lot of stuff that we've already covered because this is the updated version of the 2020 roadmap. So, most of it we already know about, obviously. Seasons and everything else came out in the summer. We've got the reference to Wastelanders update back in April. Crikey, that feels like a long time ago now. And yeah, the last thing on here that is a big change that is in the fall section is the Bombs Drop event. See down the bottom here. This has only been mentioned on this roadmap, which is, it's been on there since the summer, but this is the only place we've heard anything about it, so interested to see what the deal is with this now that it's starting to appear on the community calendar that we'll have a look at in a second. But Yeah, big changes. Daily Ops, Legendary Perks, the new season, all that we've got at the moment. This is the last thing from this section that we don't know about yet. And this is the bit that's changed. Steel Dawn is coming in the winter, and Fractured Steel is now part of that. So, later this year, the Brotherhood of Steel returns to Appalachia in search of new technology. The start of a new story arc, Steel Dawn will introduce new NPCs, new quests, and companions to the West Virginia Wasteland. So, new allies from the sound of it, which is really cool. Looking forward to that. Should be interesting to get stuck into, and obviously meeting all the Mariposa Brotherhood of Steel members who are making their way down. Sounds like they're still at the military base as well, or at least they were when they set off. So that's cool. So we'll have Season 3 beginning in December. It'll probably be mid-December. Obviously 10 weeks on from now, which is when the new one started. So that's cool, something to look forward to. More cosmetics and cool things to be getting out of that, so looking forward to that. I'm guessing it'll be very heavily Brotherhood of Steel themed, given the timing of it. We're going to get new armor and weapons, which is cool. It's pretty much to be expected with the arrival of the Brotherhood. Probably a lot of stuff themed around them. Maybe some old stuff coming back, maybe some new stuff coming in. Looking forward to seeing that. Big update like this, we'd expect that sort of thing. So, very, very cool. And obviously new quests as well. Camp Shelters, which is the huge overhaul that they're doing for the building system, is coming in. Well, I'm assuming will be December based on this. That's when the update is scheduled for, as it currently stands. So that's cool. It's been pushed back a few weeks. It was previously listed as an autumn thing, so that's a little unfortunate, but obviously better that they take time to get this right. It's going to be a big thing, and should hopefully make a big impact on camp building. Very much looking forward to that. Glad it hasn't been pushed all the way back to next year, because a couple of things have been. Specifically, expeditions, which, to be honest, I kind of expected anyway. Thought that would probably get pushed a little further back. New daily ops. That's disappointing to see that going back to the beginning of next year, because particularly the mission side of things, just doing the uplink thing over and over, it would be nice to have a little more variety on that. Obviously, we're only a couple of days in, so it's fine for now, but before too long, just doing uplink missions is going to get a tad repetitive, I think, even with the variations. So, fingers crossed, they will be able to squeeze 1 and 2 out before Christmas, but we'll see. It's looking like that might not be the best thing, so it is what it is. I mean, we need them to get it right, take the time, test it out, that sort of thing, run it through the test servers, but on the other hand, I definitely think it's important to get that one out as soon as possible as well. Keep that new content feeling fresh and fun. Perk loadouts, that's another one that's gone back to next year, which has been pushed back a lot of times, which is unfortunate. I think it's not a huge priority. Obviously, it's a much requested community feature. That ability to swap between different sets of perks on the fly more easily. And yeah, it would be great. I'm very much looking forward to it, but obviously they're focusing on other things, so it tends to be the thing that gets pushed. There's always something with these things, but it's a bit unfortunate. I know a lot of us are looking forward to that. I know I'm looking forward to it, so would like to see that a bit sooner, but they're obviously prioritising the big stuff rather than this, so it is what it is. Either that or it's blowing up in their face for some weird reason, but I don't know, I'm not a dev, that's... Who knows what's going on there, but my guess is that it's been pushed because other things are a bigger priority. But there we go. That's the big changes to the overall seasons. So, community calendar changes. Let's have a quick look at this. So, this is the more week-to-week stuff within each large block. So, we've obviously had that updated a few weeks ago, and this change does bring a little update on what's going on over the next few weeks, which is cool. So, obviously, One Wasteland is out now, we know that, it's on the top, but September and October events, some of which look cool, and there's a conspicuous absence on here, which is a little sad. So, we've got Meat Week coming up next week, so that should be very, very cool, on the 22nd. I believe that's Tuesday, so jumping back into that should be fun. And then, on the 1st of October, we have a double score weekend. Bethesda did say there will be a number of double score events and things to push up your ability to progress rapidly through this new season, Armor Race and the Power Patrol, so that's the first one of those. It's pretty cool. Treasure Hunter Weekend, the 15th and 19th of October. So this event didn't particularly go over well the first time, but in the last few weeks it's been on the test servers. And they've expanded it so it's no longer just in the ash heap, it's everywhere, and obviously it's now working better with One Wasteland, so the Treasure Hunter Mole Miners are now scaling to match your level. As are the drops that they have, and the drop rates have been increased as well for the different types of pails, so that's very, very cool. It's been made a lot more player-friendly, I think, and a lot more fun, so hopefully when this comes back, unsurprisingly, given that they've been testing it, It should be a bit more fun to engage with. You should be able to get better rewards out of it, and they're good for legendaries as well, so there's always that. Patch 23, next set of updates. I have no idea what that might include, but it is coming on the 13th of October. Very, very cool. So that'll be what, a Tuesday with the Treasure Hunter event coming just after it. So I'm guessing the update will go into that. The Bombs Drop Week events. The first of the two things for this will be beginning on the 22nd of October. So that'll be interesting. Like I say, we've not heard anything about this. So whole new event that we know nothing about is coming later, well, next month now, but very, very cool. Looking forward to trying that out. Want to hear a bit more about that. Hopefully we'll be getting a bit more information from Bethesda in the coming weeks. And then on the 23rd, there is a Bombs Drop Day, which apparently, from the look of that anyway, is like a culmination of the week events running up towards it. So that's interesting. Obviously, a build up to something and then a big drop at the end of it is going to be an interesting take on an event, something they haven't really done yet. So looking forward to seeing what the ins and outs of that are. That's pretty cool. So, moving into November and December, Treasure Hunter Weekend comes back on the 5th and the 9th of November. So, cool. A few more chances to get those rewards and get those legendary items as well. And we have another bonus challenge week. That one is coming in November 10th to 16th. So, a few more challenges, a few more bites at the apple, opportunity to get a bit more score. And then, of course, on November the 14th, it will be the second anniversary of 76, and yeah, the first year changed the game a fair bit, but the second year, that's been the really big changes, so very interesting. So we might have to do something for that. We'll see whether or not Bethesda do as well. Double Score Week coming up on the 17th to the 23rd of November, getting a head start on, well, not really a head start at this stage because it's kind of the latter portion, but you know, getting a boost to your score, always good. And another Treasure Hunter Weekend, so number 3. 26th to the 30th of November, so very, very cool. 10th to the 14th of December, we will have a double XP weekend. It's been a while since we've had one of those, so that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that. It'll be a good 4 months or so by then since we last had one, so surprised they've left it that long, but nonetheless, very cool. And the Holiday Scorched event begins on the 17th of December and runs through until the 31st, so we're right to the end of the year. Bringing back Santa outfit wearing Scorch, dropping Christmas presents all over the place. So quite fun, not incredible event really. I had mixed feelings about it last year. We'll see if they're giving it a little bit of a polish this year maybe. Who knows? And of course, for Christmas Day and a few days around it, there will be a purveyor sale, 25% off. So very nice, little Christmas present there. Lots of cool things going on over the next few months. However, the big omission, a number of people have locked onto already, if you have a look around on Twitter and the like, is that Halloween. We have no mention of the Halloween event that we had last year, which Mischief Night, that was what it was called. Running around at the White Springs, following Jester about and causing havoc and chaos. There was some good rewards in there, and it was kind of fun. It needed a little bit of work, but it's kind of surprising that they haven't actually included this, or they haven't mentioned it. It's possibly just an omission. They may be planning to do it. There's certainly a big enough gap there. There's a lot more going on in November and December, alongside Steel Dawn and Camp Shelters, than there is in the September-October section, as we can see from this. So, interesting to see what's going on there. Hoping that it's just an omission rather than an actual, they're not doing it, but we'll have to see. Bethesda, if they're paying attention, hopefully they'll take on the feedback. I'm sure they've heard a lot of people going, ah, which has been the general reaction. So, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully Mischief Night will make an appearance. So, last thing from this particular little news article is that Meat Week, of course, returns on Tuesday. So, final reward for your efforts in the Fortifying Atlas Community Challenges. Graham and Charlie have now agreed to return for another helping of the Meat Week seasonal event. Not that it took much convincing. So, we've made a couple of adjustments to Primal Cuts events based on community feedback during the previous Meat Week. Yeah, they tested this on the test server, and it looks to be a good improvement. So from now on, all Prime Beasts will display quest targets so that they are easier to track down, which is wonderful. They'll all have a little dot above them, so you'll be able to find them more easily. I'd like to see this at Workshop Defense events as well, because that will make that a lot easier as well, especially when they're always inconveniently timed, those things. But what can you do? So, additionally, during the final wave, you will also only need to take down the boss beast in order to complete the Primal Cuts event. So before you had to kill all of the Prime Beasts as well as the boss beast in order to get the event to end successfully, and this was causing problems and people couldn't always find some of the Prime Beasts, or it was just hassle even if it did work. You have to run around and track them down as well. So this way, once the boss goes down, the event will complete and everybody will get the rewards, irrespective of whether or not everything has been found and killed. So it's like an extra layer of security to make sure that we can complete it, which is cool. So definitely good improvements. So this should help everyone complete these events more consistently so you can all focus on the true meaning of the holiday, grilling up delicious treats with all of your Appalachian pals. So, details. A Primal Cuts event will start at 11 AM Eastern Time on September the 22nd, and the Meat Cook will kick off at 12 PM Eastern Time on the 22nd, so Tuesday. After that, Primal Cuts will be every 15 minutes around Appalachia, and Graham's Meat Cook will appear at the top of the hour near Vault 76, so as per usual. And in case you're wondering, the UK times for those will be from 4 PM for the Primal Cuts events to begin, and the first Meat Cook will be at 5 PM in the UK on Tuesday. And this will all end with the last Meat Cook at 12 PM, which is 5 PM in the UK, on the 28th. So there we go. Lots of interesting news. Interesting update to the calendars and the roadmap. So not sure why they'd push Steel Dawn and Fractured Steel together. They said it's to make it a bigger event, but it hasn't massively changed the launch times. It's given a little bit more time to polish up Steel Dawn. But obviously the Fractured Steel must be on track, because that's pretty much in the same place it always was. So that's interesting, and it should make it a big event. But of course it does mean they've got a longer period there that they need to keep everybody engaged and excited for before they drop this new content. But given the number of things that have been changed over the summer and reiterated on and that sort of thing, particularly, for example, legendary perks that obviously had to basically be done twice, and then we had issues with a colossal problem as well. I'm not surprised that some of the subsequent things are getting pushed back a little bit. It's kind of to be expected, but you know, you're never happy about these things, but at the same time, better that they take time to get it right than just push it out incomplete. So hopefully, it should mean some very, very cool things, and hopefully they will take on the massive amount of feedback they seem to be getting from every corner of the internet at the minute, and Mischief Night will make its appearance at the end of October, so still got plenty of time to squeeze that in if they realise they have made a mistake there. So we'll cross our fingers on that one, and we'll have to see what happens. Watch this space, and hopefully we'll be covering it before too long. So, with that all wrapped up, I think it's time for me to go and chill out and enjoy the rest of my day off. So, thank you very much for hanging out, folks, and watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful and informative. If you did, please do consider dropping likes and subs for me. It's very, very much appreciated. Social media links, the merch store, and channel memberships are all available down below the video as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way, it is hugely appreciated. And if you get a chance, do join us for live streams as well. We're having a lot of fun. So, for now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.